Good evening, good evening, listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to Thursday, our Village Radio Talk Show. Thank you for tuning in. We're excited to have you here this evening. Sorry, I was trying to set up my light. All right, all right. Benev, how are you? You need to come on the show one time. One time we need to have you on if you're game for it. We're excited. Thank you for always tuning in and being a faithful listener. Thank you, Benev. So if you're ready, anytime you're ready, you let us know, Benev. So much happening this week. Um, yeah, so much is always happening as we start heading towards December, but grateful to be here on the last Thursday of the month. Wow. The last Thursday of August. Time is flying by, and in a couple of months, we'll be saying Happy New Year. So, let's go right into it. We'll start off with just thinking about our people. Let's see, what did you say? Would like to be on the show one day. Should be fun. Maybe sometime in the future. Okay, that sounds like a plan. You let us know. We would be happy to have you on. So thank you, Benev, for that. Looking forward to communicating and engaging with you. Thank you. So we will start off with the people in Nepal and also China. Wow, is all I have to say. Watching the video of how the force of the water coming over the building and just flooding everywhere around, it makes us think how in a snap everything can change. So, and how do you prepare for a weather effect just like that? Some of the construction workers were busy working when they didn't even have time enough to run. So this can happen anywhere, but it's just like so surprising. Like, wow, what? How do you prepare for that? That's the question. How do you prepare for a natural disaster that gives no sign at all? That is the overall question. How do you prepare for that? A lot's been going on in regards to flooding that's been taking place all over. And even tonight, when we rain, actually, with raining that's transpiring, it's not just rain, it's just flood nowadays. John, you ready?
Yep,
Oops. Hey, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good evening, good evening. Yeah, it's I started off the show discussing Nepal and China, and our heart go out to those people who lost loved ones
Nepal, where?
in China who got
Nepal is
hit.
not in China.
No, Nepal in India and
Yeah,
China. Both places got hit yesterday.
both places got hit.
Yeah, with the flood.
So why I only hear about Nepal? I didn't hear anything about China.
Mhm. They're at the tip. They got hit as well. So watching the video of I was like stunned. Water came out from nowhere on top of the building and just like devastated the whole area.
You're talking about the glaciers or something with the glaciers.
Yeah, it's the as I'm watching the people, they're walking. I watched the video a couple times. Like they were walking about, and then all of a sudden, all you could see from afar, the water that's coming. I'm like, whoa,
It's like a burst, like boom.
flash flood. That's what it was. Just a flash flood. Like even tonight, we're having flooding. Flash floods that's been happening recently has been like unbelievable. The
Correct.
amount of water that's taking place. I'm like, wow. Even Staten Island, they had to rescue a couple of people this afternoon from flooding that took place. Flash flooding.
There's a
I
lot
ain't
to do.
prepared for that.
And there's so many different things you don't really know when to pinpoint it. Some say global warming. Some say so. A lot of environmental issues that are arising. So this is serious. What happened in Nepal? So far, they have said like 65 Americans have been unaccounted for so far.
400 deaths
Hmm.
and more
400
than
deaths, 400 deaths and counting.
yes, and more than 1,300 people are missing. So the towns, the road, the bridges, hydropowers, everything, their border infrastructures were destroyed in within hours. Yeah, like you said, a glacier collapse or ice and rock
The
avalanche.
question was, what the question is, was there any notification, any
No,
notices?
not at all. I don't think they expected it. That's the thing. They
Well, I
did not.
mean, if you know these things exist and you know they're prone to it, yeah, I don't know when the last great. Is this the first time it happened?
Like that, yes. Like that. So 30 countries were reported missing people. A
Hmm.
lot of tourists. It's just like the flood water downstream. Something else had happened that they didn't notify people in time. But this was, I don't think they could have prepared for that. The way that the water just came out of.
No, it's not. I don't think preparation. What I'm thinking uh, is this prone to happen with the glaciers, with the warming, and what's going on? Was this foreseeable at some point in time? Was it foreseeable or not?
Hmm,
Did
yes.
it happen every 1,000 years, every 100 years? You know, did it happen before in this century or the prior century? Those are the things, the advanced, uh,
Technology.
yeah, advanced technology would have picked up something like this. So then, if it didn't, then you have to create some technology that could pick up something like this with the glaciers. If it reaches a
The
certain level of,
last
of melting.
time that they had a glacier melt was between 2011 and 2020. Yeah.
So that's the last time they had a glacier melt between 2011 and
Mhm.
2020.
Mhm.
We're in Nepal.
Let's see. Nepal. No, they didn't have anything.
So where
19.
was where was the last glacier? Where was it?
The last time between 1977 and 2010 was the last time
Where?
in Nepal.
So Nepal is aware of something like this can happen.
Mhm.
So when was this last glacier? You said 2020 or something like that?
2010.
Where?
2010 in Nepal. The last time that they had something like this. Can you hear me? Okay.
So
You're breaking up. Nope, your signal's breaking up. You became a robot. And you're frozen too. Mm-mm-mm. All right, you're back. I saw John. Nope. I guess I'm wishful thinking. I hear sounds. You're coming back. You're frozen. Huh. All right. He'll be back. But yeah, it's not something that you can track easily. But I guess Now they have to pay attention to the last time that something like this took place. Like the first time we had flash flooding, like major flooding wasn't too long ago. Was not too long ago. Okay, welcome back.
Yeah. So I mean, Nepal knew something like this existed. Know like that this can happen. So what
Preventative
mechanisms
maintenance.
they put in place to recognize or uh, what stopgaps, if any, did they put in place?
Mm.
Because we're just talking about, this is not the first time it happened, so they know this can happen.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So that's the issue. That's a big issue to me.
That is being unprepared for anything that.
Being caught with your pants down when you know something like this exists.
Mm.
Because it's just like when we had um hurricane. What was this? During 2015, 2020 was 2012. What was that? We had all the flooding in the city here.
Yes.
What was that? What was that again?
It wasn't too long ago when it was in the tri
2012.
state.
What was it? 2012. It's October 2012. What did we call that?
2012.
2012. That's when we had all the flooding here in Canarsie, in the city.
Oh, Sandy.
Hurricane Sandy. Yes, Hurricane Sandy. And after that, the uh, city and the state took certain precaution measures. God forbid something like that happens again. They worked on the infrastructure and things like that. So my question to India is: after these glacial incidents, what mechanisms did they put in place to deal with something like this? Do you wait? Do you monitor the water levels on these glaciers when they reach a certain level that that's going to temperature reaches a certain temperature, and or do you collect the water and determine is the water reaching a certain level and stuff like that? So I'm wondering, to me, what measures did they take in place? Did the India put in place? And that's a big question.
Mm. That is. That is. That is. Thinking about the flash flooding that's taking place now, or flooding just overall that's happening constantly. How do we prepare? How do we prepare for the flooding that's been ongoing this summer?
Well, here in
As
the city.
Yeah, in the city, as we're
Well,
looking
you know
at.
what I noticed now
Mhm.
is if you notice the roads in the city now, there's so many potholes and cracks in the pavements because they've been doing, throughout the city and I mean the area, my area in Canarsie and they have done a lot of road construction. But what
At
I've
the same
noticed,
time.
what I've noticed afterwards, you give it a couple of months, and all of a sudden you see craters. You begin to see craters in the sidewalk, not the sidewalk, on the streets.
Mm.
The potholes emerging, and I mean these are deep potholes.
Are
So,
they?
the city needs to really see. The city really needs to pay attention to what's going on in these roadways because some of these roadways are collapsing,
Mm.
and then also the they're not leveling out the streets to the best of their abilities. So a lot of the water is settling and pooling up. It's not being drained properly. And as a result, you have flooding in these areas. So you have to really concentrate on the infrastructure and these catch basins to make sure that they're free and clear and that the pitch on these streets, instead of water being pooling, the water can constantly flow into these basins, these storm basins. Because I've noticed that on a lot of these streets now that have had this paving work done, there's a lot of pooling of water
Mhm.
because there's no pitch, so the water can travel from in front of your home all the way down to these catch basins.
Well, are they using different types of material also?
I don't know because if you ever look into when they dig up these streets and you ever look down, you know, a lot of the our roadway is supported by these huge wooden
Sorry.
wooden poles, huge wooden poles.
Hmm.
You know, so that's something that I would recommend to the mayor to make sure that these people who are doing the road works are using the proper materials on them and making sure that the pitches they put a certain pitch in some of these highways so the water can travel appropriately into these catch basins to prevent some of this flooding that's going on in these communities.
Mm. That's interesting. Very, very interesting.
Because there's a certain pitch, like if you look in your bath, if you're in a shower, the shower floor is not level because there has to be a pitch so that water doesn't pool and that water can go down the drain.
I'm still here. I'm just plugging in my
So I mean,
charger. Sorry.
that's what but getting on to what's going on here in the city. What's interesting is uh, the incidents that happened over here in Brownsville and also in the Bronx, in which two individuals were killed by a parolee who just got out of jail in
Mm.
April. Was paroled, I believe, in April of 2026, April of 2025, April of 2026. And he was incarcerated for 10 years because of a shooting. And now he's out. And first of all, where did he get the gun from?
That.
Second of all, he used the guns in two robberies in which two individuals were killed.
Did they find him?
No, they did not get him yet. And it's scary. An individual like that, you rob people and you got to shoot and kill them. It's enough. You just rob them. You don't need to kill them. But it seems
Yeah.
like in his second incident, he was he was he shot this guy and he went to the guy's backpack for something. So he might have been watching this guy or whatever it is. I don't know. But it's kind of scary. He was in Brooklyn, not too far from where I live. He's in Brooklyn. And next thing you know, he's in the Bronx. So now he's on the run because they know who he is.
Yeah, they have a picture of him.
Yeah, the question is when they're going to catch this cat. And then yesterday, the gentleman who stabbed the two individuals underneath, I think also in the Bronx, um, stabbed two guys. One died. And some think it's random, but from what I hear now, I think there was a issue that they had maybe earlier. So
Hmm.
a lot of people are just with, if you have an issue with somebody or you have an argument with somebody, a lot of people are just reverting to violence, man, just pulling out their guns and
Yeah.
stabbing them or shooting them, and you know, uh,
It's not necessary. It is not necessary. You could argue. Can we take it back to the days where we argue with people? Just have a shouting match. Or if you want to fight, you can do the knuckles without having the gun. Like, come
yeah,
on. Let's go back to that time.
yeah, it's not, man. People have no respect for human life,
At all.
and then what do you do with people like that? You put them in jail and throw away the key, or is jail too good for them? Do you need to, an eye for an eye?
No.
Some people
Sound
would
like
say that,
Roderick now. That's something that Roderick would say.
you know,
That's
is it an
something
eye
that.
for an eye? Because when you have total disregard for human life, you
Hmm.
know, do you spend and waste your resources on the individual who has a mindset like that?
Hmm.
Or, by putting him in prison, locked in there for a long time, sometimes that mental anguish that he gets, that's enough
They
to
get
make you go
out.
crazy.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, those people like that, you don't get out because, if when they catch this guy, you know, they catch him alive, which I hope they do, he's going to spend a long, long time upstate. They're never going to see the light of day, and it's very unfortunate because I see he's a young man too.
Yeah, he's
You know,
young.
my whole point was, what did you learn while you were incarcerated for 10 years? The question
Mm-hmm.
is, are these institutions really rehabilitating these people who are going into it? That's another conversation that needs to be had. How are
Or
they
they
prepare? How are they
right?
preparing for them to transition to the outside?
They're not.
That's the question. So is the system failing them? Well, the
Of what they
reentry back into society is just, one of our buildings. We have we have a reentry at transitional housing. One of our buildings that's being leased. And today, one of the young men came in because he had moved out, and he came to pick up his check. I guess there's a check that was coming to him, and he was so happy to show the apartment that he's living in. He just got it, the apartment, his own space. You know,
that's awesome.
and also, I commend the mayor today because he's trying to fast track housing court issues.
Mm-hmm.
Make it more uh, user friendly. However, Mayor, you know, you you should the system should be user friendly for both the landlord and the tenant.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And we discussed this not too long ago that, you know, the landlord has bills. And if the person haven't been paying for months, it's problematic.
just look what happened to the city council in New Jersey, Jersey City. They
Um,
increased they increased
15%.
15%, 15%,
People are gonna be
15.
leaving Jersey City.
Come on over here to New York.
They will not be able to afford it. That's the thing. What people don't understand is by increasing these taxes and bills doesn't help people to stay in the city. I was just reading earlier today how many people are moving to Delaware, especially the elderly. You know, they're not
Yep,
even going to Florida no more because Florida
nope,
is as expensive as New York. A lot of New
yep,
Yorkers and a lot of the people from, from this side of town go down and they are purchasing and purchasing so much that the people in Florida can't even afford to live there anymore. So
yeah. I
now
mean, yeah,
the new spot is Delaware. But
yeah. Delaware's beautiful. Yeah, Delaware's beautiful.
The problem with Delaware now that they're mentioning is too much traffic. That everybody, once they retire, they're moving down there, but now they're having an influx of individuals.
Well, I mean, that's something you can work on, but man, you get your, you know,
No taxes, no
yeah,
taxes.
a good friend of mine, a constituent of mine, John Whitehead, he moved down there and he's having the time of his life, man. Beautiful home, he's enjoying retirement, man, and he's young, you know, he's enjoying life. That's something to think about.
There's no
Or
state
even,
tax.
I'm even going upstate, upstate New York, Albany. If you want to do
And some
Kingston,
places, Sussex County is another area that a lot of people are moving to. Texas, another area that a lot of people are moving to. So, and they have to pay attention. A lot of people are leaving New York and traveling elsewhere. So let's be mindful as we continue to raise prices in New York and New Jersey and Connecticut and all these wonderful places. People are exiting out. And guess what? You're going to have a whole bunch of homes with nobody to live in. That's going to be the thing. You're going to outprice individuals.
well, that's what's going on now. That is truly what's going on. And
Yeah.
you're pricing out people to have, because the cost of living is so high in New York City. It is very, it's just, I was just looking at gas. Gas is trending upwards. It's not trending
Oh, yeah.
down.
It's very
This
much
war
over.
now. I mean, there needs to be some sort of resolution at some point in time to deal with this.
So let's think about this. Resolution, I don't know, because here it is. Now, some of the things that we purchase, we're going to have to pay more for. For example, our neighbor in Canada, lumber, some technology, some mechanical things, they cost. And we actually purchase from Canada. But guess what? When they start their tariffs beginning September 8th, what do we do? What do we do? Because it's passed on to who? Us. It is passed on to us. So that's the sad part about it. A lot of decision making affects us. Every decision there is a consequence. Canada going back and forth and feeling that you don't need Canada. Guess what? You do. Now,
Yeah,
all the
these tariffs, everybody's going back and forth. United States put tariffs on Canada. Canada's going to the United States. You name it like Lake Ontario, now Lake of America. I mean, sometimes the president may be doing this to open a line of communications or jar a line of communications, but I think he could be a little bit more diplomatic in the way in which, instead of this whole shock and awe stuff, because people don't like to be bullied in certain
they're
things.
fighting back. They
As
are
a result
fighting
of
back.
that, yeah, no, as a result, they're going to get their back up and they're going to push back. But I think if the president was like, went to the prime minister of Canada and says, hey, these are the issues that we have, and let's sit at the table and let's see what we can work out. So you can look good and I can look good. Sometimes you just can't bully everybody. A lot of people just put their back up if they feel you're trying to bully them and walk over them.
So
Sometimes you got
guess
to be a
what?
little bit more diplomatic.
China is saying they're not going to go with the U.S. threat of the sanctions. They're going against it because,
China's a superpower. China does not care. They're
yeah,
going to do
they
what they
said
want.
Beijing said it will take all necessary measures to protect its interests as the U.S. step up efforts to isolate Tehran. They're like, no, absolutely not. They
Yeah.
are not. They said any such measure would be illegal and warned it would take all necessary measures to protect its national interests. Now, the sanctions on Iran, China is saying absolutely not. Because China buys an estimated of 80,000 of Iran oil. That's
80,000 what?
exported. 80,000, I'm sorry, 80% of Iran's oil is export to them.
Export it. Export it to China.
Mm-hmm. So with the U.S. trying to limit what can flow out of Iran, they're saying absolutely not.
They're going to get their back up.
They're saying absolutely not, that they'll do whatever to protect their interests. So what do you think this means?
War!
Jesus. Don't.
Yeah.
Oh God. Here's the
But
thing.
I think neither country wants to do it. So, Iran understand the power of the United States. They understand that. And they understand that if the president wanted to annihilate that whole country, the president can do it. But he does not want to do that.
Here's the
But what
problem.
I think but you see, the Iranians, it's not about a preference for them. This is their principle belief, their principle ideology. And they're willing to die for it without question or with a scintilla of doubt.
Here's the problem,
So
John.
Yeah. So what we need to do is try to see if we can work more diplomatically, if we can, with them, letting them know that it can be done to you, but we don't want to do it to you. We would like to see if we can resolve that. Everybody put their egos aside, put them aside. Let's get to the table. Let's see what we can come up with.
I don't know. This week with the threat that was made on behalf of the United States that if any country interact or support or purchase or interact with Iran, they're going to pay the consequences. So
China's
that
going to
is
do it.
one.
Russia's going to do it. I mean, come on. We got to be
So,
careful with that. You know, the president. I'm quite sure the president knows that too.
well, that's what he said. He put it out
But
there.
hopefully they're trying to work. They're trying to work back channels. Remember, that sometimes the president has to do it to feed his group. Tough on crime, tough on immigration. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, the Republicans are feeling the significance of eliminating the temporary protections for the Haitians and those
Do you think they're
individuals.
feeling it? No, they're not feeling it.
I believe the groups that support this administration are feeling it. Those who are in those who are in who deal with the commodities of beef and stuff like that, they're feeling it. The agricultural people are feeling it. So I think, you know, once they start getting up and irate, you know, the president's going to have to take another look at it.
Um, well, here's the thing. So this week they had two planes go out to Haiti because
Right.
typically it would be one plane a month.
Right.
Um, as attorney had mentioned to us the last time, attorney Gerard had mentioned to us the last time, it was one plane a month because it wasn't safe enough for the planes to go into the headquarters. They are still not going into the headquarters. So they shipped off American born kids, and American kids just overall. I was reading the second plane was today that they shipped it on.
Really.
Um, yes. So there was just this week there was an attack in the area, like the farming area in Haiti,
Right.
where they have yeah, they make a lot of different things and they send off. Usually
I hear you, Doc. I'm yep. Uh-huh.
there wouldn't be any gangs. Well, unfortunately, a church got surrounded. Several, a good amount of people got murdered.
Really?
Yeah, just this
By
week
who? By the gangs?
by the gangs. They got to that area by the
Right.
gangs. So they have a good amount of people that are kidnapped as well. 35 individuals were kidnapped, 65 people were killed, around 55 to 65 people were killed in and around a church area. So,
And there ain't no respect for church no more.
no respect for church, no respect for people's life, elderly, young people, disabled people. So I don't know what the whole gang situation is about, why they're going around killing people just to kill. But here it is, in the same vein, they're shipping people off. I was reading that that Haiti wasn't prepared for some of the planes that came in because usually they would give them some cash so that they can find housing, but there's no housing available because they're setting the
But
homes
Doc,
on fire.
why does Haiti seem to be such a lawless country? Or is it?
That's a good question. I think it's been at a standstill after the murder of the president. After the murder of the president in his home, I think it's all about power. Everyone wants to be in control. Everyone wants to be president. Everyone wants to. But at the end of the day, when you do have control, what do you do with it? Are you moving the country forward? the country's been at a standstill for many, many, many years.
Yep.
From dictatorship to um, American imposed
Hmm.
presidential um, putting in someone for leadership, and it's been ongoing like that.
Hmm.
So I don't know, and it's sad because as the first independent country where the slave fought off to come back to the United States to come and help and fight in the war that the United States was able to get freedom,
Right.
that they're still fighting and paying off and still trying to get it together. The consequences of being the first.
Doctors just I don't know. I don't know about my Haitian brothers and sisters. I don't know what's going on. It just seems like Haiti is so law. There's so much lawlessness going on. Crime. You know, I don't know, man.
I was reading just this evening about one of the ladies who posted how many of her family members got murdered in the process, and every country have their differences and pros and cons, but be grateful about the fact that hey, you're able to move around without the fear of getting murdered, just stepping out. Or you can worship if you want to in freedom, or have your children go to school and return back home. So things that people take for granted, a lot of countries are going through difficult times of that.
Hmm.
And it's not only Haiti. Nigeria is going through it too. A couple of different places around the world are going through all types of attacks,
Hmm.
either through religious freedom or people who want to be in control, gang
Hmm.
takeovers. But it's not as calm as we perceive.
Hmm.
We're just not hearing it. We're just not
Right.
reading up on it.
Right.
We're just not investigating. But there's a lot going on. What you do hear is about, hey, what's happening in Iran. But if we look around our Caribbean, in the Caribbean, we're looking around in Africa, we're looking around Europe, you will see things are happening all over. So, yeah, it is sad. It is sad. And just to think, hey, everyone want power, but what do you do with the power once you have it? Now,
And that's the
thinking
point.
of
What are you doing with what are you doing with that power? That power.
mhm, the
That's
importance of having a leader is to build leadership in others. That's the goal.
right. Right. Correct.
The gang members having leadership and destroying each other, and others that are innocent,
Hmm.
that, there's no win for that. That's not true
No win
leadership.
at all. No win at all. Just a
Hey,
loss.
Sharian,
A
how are
loss.
you? Yeah, and some of the people that they deport, as you think about it, some of the people that they're deporting, hey, if they find out, ICE find out you were in prison and you committed a crime or whatever, they're deporting you to Haiti, and you already have some affiliation or committed a heinous crime, then you're sending it to an area that has no form of order
Right.
to do what? To create more chaos.
Right.
So it's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. And there's 13 other countries that they added to the list we mentioned last week.
Hmm. Hmm.
So not only is it TPS, ladies and gentlemen, also now asylum. People with asylum visas or the asylum papers. They're going after that. You know,
Hmm.
it is disappointing. It is very, very scary because slowly but surely every okay, so we're going after the people with the TPS. We're going after the people with the green card. We're going after the people with the asylum. What is going to be next? Because they did mention, hey, we're denaturalizing some of the citizen. What
Right.
next? It's like as though, hey, if you are an immigrant, we just want to take away. What is that about?
No doubt. We are a country of immigrants.
And that's what they tend to forget. That's the part that they forget.
I got mine, so now you got to fend for yours. It's not you paving the way for somebody else. Pay it
Mm.
forward. Pay it forward.
Mm.
You know, pay it forward.
Yeah, it is sad. And as we're thinking of that, what is happening? Because I know that right now, with our election coming about, the Republicans are worried about the election. Some of them lost. And right now, we need to pay attention. If you're independent, if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, guess what? Our focus should be how can we strengthen the United States? How can we work together? Working
Right.
together to build, to support people's freedom.
Right.
How can we work together? What is happening right now with the Democratic Party?
I don't know. The Democratic Party is in. It's trying to deal with the far left, the moderate, the extreme. So it's like you got to find the balance, and the balance should be based upon the issues that deal with affordability, the issues deal with your independent freedoms. That's what we need to be concentrating on. That core belief and core ideology. We may have different ways of getting there, but as long as we get there, and we have to have respect for those who may not like our philosophy, but we believe our philosophy is going to work.
Hmm, I get it.
I mean, do people really get it? Do the people that listen to our show, do they understand?
I don't know, John. You might have to make it clearer.
You know,
Sharianne, Sharianne said we are in crisis. And then she mentioned this country is supposed to be a land of the free is no more.
Sherry, I disagree with you because this is the land of the free because you're free to do what you want. Don't take that for granted. Now you're free. You get to do things that you want to do. You know, so just because you may not think that you're free, but if you go to some of these other countries, you're gonna know what not being free is.
Yeah, we were just talking about that just now. Little things that we take for granted. It's unfortunate that a group of individuals are going through fear. It is scary if you're walking or you're targeted just because you have an accent or the assumption that you are illegal or the assumption you went from being legal to illegal overnight. Um,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
and now the legal people who went illegal, their bank accounts are being frozen and shut out. That's a problem.
How is that, Doc? How can their bank accounts be frozen?
They mentioned earlier this week that many of the people with the TPS, many of them that they have information on, they're actually, um, the Treasury Department, yes, that they're actually shutting down so that they can go back home, closing their access to their money, freezing their money so that they can
Doc,
leave.
who's freezing their money?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, tell me. Hold on tight, villagers. Doctor, doctor's pulling up some information.
Okay. So it is the U.S. Treasury Department and the IRS introduced a proposal regulation that blocks TPS holders, DACA, and others.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, this was August 13th from the National Immigration Law Center.
So, Doc, what
Yes.
did they do?
What they're trying to do. The executive order 14406, restoring the integrity the financial system, directing federal financial regulators to review the banking and lending involving immigrants. So they are now issuing guidance to implement portions of the order and to limit immigrant access to financial services.
So that's the issue, to limit their services, to limit their access to financial services,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they
Mm-hmm.
can't come in there and just take the people's money away,
I don't know.
because that would be an illegal taking.
A lot of that's been taking place, especially when they fire you. Like, for example, if you're entitled to your sick days and things like that, that's what we had a discussion prior. You know, when they mentioned had TPS is done and over or whatever, a lot of companies actually stopped paying people and fired them, which the sick days and money that was owed to them, they never received. So
How
what do
many?
you call that?
Doc, you can't, if you work for that money's yours. You will get the money back, because this all happened while you were covered under this temporary protective services. If it happens
So
afterwards, it's a different story. But they're entitled to their money up until
So
that point.
that was a question that we brought up because it happened to several individuals.
You're
When
entitled to. You're entitled to everything that you would have received prior to the uh, closing date of
or
prior to the date when they eliminated it.
mhm.
Everything going backwards, you're entitled to whatever monies, whatever you have, that's yours. Moving forward is a different question.
I'm glad you said that. And that was something that we had asked Attorney Gerald. He said, "Hey, it shouldn't be, but it was happening. That's the thing." So now for those individuals to go and fight for their money back, that's the problem.
So
How do
we
you go
say,
about doing that? How do you go back and doing that when now you're labeled as illegal and you're not entitled to anything, especially when you were covered and now you're no longer covered? How
well,
does
I
that
think
work?
sometimes you try to get over that with giving that person, before this whole thing transpired, giving the person a power of attorney to execute it on your behalf. That's what they can do.
But it's too late to do that now, right?
No, it's not too late, because that's their money.
So giving someone a power of attorney to go and fight on your behalf to get the
Yeah,
money back.
give them the power of attorney. And this is the power of attorney to do this. Because the bank, as long as they have the authorization. So what they're saying is, because they're illegal now, they can't give authorization.
Or get their money, the money that
Hmm.
was owed to them.
Yeah, they're entitled to. That's illegal taking. The government can't just take your money like that. No, this is not China or Venezuela.
I don't don't know. I think that's where we're kind of pushing for, but we got to be careful.
Definitely have to be careful.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's bordering the line of discrimination, but
It's not bordering the line. It is discrimination. It's not bordering it.
yeah, but guess what? Nothing's being done to support any of that because all the yes people are in the court system.
Whose fault is that?
It's not my fault because I voted.
Hmm.
It's not my fault because I
Those
voted.
people, those people who didn't vote, those people who voted for the current president.
But guess what? It affects us all.
It does. It does. It does. Most certainly does. And that's what we have to get out of the clouds and realize that the impact it has on us, or the impact it would have on our ancillary nucleus. You know,
Like Sherry Ann says, I understand that, Mr. Sampson, but we have so many challenges. It's true. It's true.
yeah. But we have so many challenges, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
It's not impossible. You have challenges in life doesn't mean you give up on it. We more steadfast and more proactive in accomplishing what we need to accomplish.
Hmm.
If that means that we have to go out, pick it, do it, this generation is different from the ones in the '60s because issues like that going around, people were actually giving their lives to make
Yeah.
sure that the future is brighter for us. But presently, our people are not in that position to
Mm-mm.
do that. Their mind, they don't have that mindset to do all or nothing.
No, I don't. You're right. I don't see the hey, let's get together and let's do this and let's go and vote. And you have more people opting out not to vote, and that's problematic.
A lot of people will bug me out. A lot of people they don't understand the importance of our primary system because everybody says, "Oh, I'm going to be independent. I'm independent thinking." So you can't. All right, there ain't no independent primary. Who you going to vote for? So that means you got to vote for the general election. These were Democrat or Republican.
You sound like Roderick now.
Yeah, but that's so true, man. We need to pick fights that we can make an impact.
You sound like him. He used to say that all the time. If you're an independent, your vote don't matter.
Doesn't it? Doesn't because you'll be overwhelmed in the general election.
By trying to figure out who's who.
No,
So here it is. Their Republican Party is thinking about the presidential election, and right now Texas is struggling with their election big time. That they have to have a rally in order to get people out to go and vote.
for who?
And
The Democrats or the Republicans?
the Republican, that both the president and the House Speaker has to go out and advocate on behalf of the governor of Texas and another individual running.
I think that the Abbott is concerned about this guy Paxton. Paxton is a problem. He has too much baggage, and a lot of people may be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to support Paxton. I'm gonna support Talarico, these independents. But what he's scared about is those independents. You know what? I'm just not going to screw with the Republicans at all. Freak the Republicans. I'm going to go over to the Democrats. The Republicans don't want that to happen.
Mm. So now the slogan is think as though Trump is on the ballot because Trump is on the ballot. That's what the House Speaker said. Trump is on the ballot.
Stop being enamored with President Trump. Look at the policies. Look at the affordable. Look at the everyday issues that Americans are talking
Exactly.
about.
Mm-hmm. Which
You
is
know, you go fill up
affordability.
the gas tank. Oh my goodness, it's another 10 cents. That's 10 more cents. Last year the gas was 340 something. Now gas is almost a buck 50 than a buck 50 for more than it was last year. Look at the price of foods. And it's the issue of affordability in every single aspect of someone's life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. From materials that we're purchasing, the food, the gas, life in general. You know, the fighting, the war. We're at war now.
Right, right.
Sherian said that is one of the reasons we have to go out and vote.
Sherry, I agree. We need to go out and vote, but we need to go out and vote for the right candidate now. You know what I'm saying? You're just not going to vote for a candidate that you may be affiliated to your party or not affiliated to your party. You know, the whole point is we need to put ourselves in a position to better ourselves. And with their help, can it happen?
Yeah.
You
And
know?
people do. That's true. People need to go out and actually speak about what's happening.
Hmm.
Because every day you're experiencing something new. Like, we cannot afford to get into a fight with China and Canada. Canada won for the tariffs, and now China? We cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot. We cannot
We,
afford it.
we can't afford what, Doc?
To get into more tariff back and forth with different countries.
I agree with that.
Because now people are like pushing back.
Hmm. People are tired. People are
They're
tired.
pushing.
People are tired. See their oil bill, you know?
The bully tactics are not working for everybody.
For
Because guess
everybody, it
what?
doesn't work. For some people, it
Mm-hmm.
worked.
Mm-hmm.
But for North Korea, it worked because they see President Trump is could be off just like Kim Jong Un. You know what I'm saying? Like he says,
But
don't give a f.
no, seriously, Canada, I was not expecting that. They are so gangster. I love it. I need to go and visit more often.
What do you what do you when you say gangster? What do you mean by being they're so
I
gangster? What?
do. I love the fact that they came back at, hey, you're gonna hit me with this, I'm gonna hit you with that. An eye for eye, a tooth for tooth. They're like, no, forget it. You're not gonna bully us into doing what you want us to do. I love that. Like, they have a backbone. That part. That part. That's what I love.
I think you're right. Standing up to a bully.
Hmm.
And at some point in time, the bully's gonna have to negotiate a deal.
And how do you go backwards and say, hey, reverse our tariffs?
Didn't Supreme Court say that?
No, I'm talking about Canada created their own tariffs. 50% of everything. The same thing. And it's starting in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's wood, that's computer, that's technology, that is car parts. So we need other people just as much as others need us. We cannot
Right.
isolate ourselves. That's the problem.
You're right. You can't do it.
Oh, I got to tape you saying that I'm right. I got to tape that. What? Thank you, John.
When you're right, Doc.
Sherry Ann says all our bills is up. That is true.
All I want.
All of our bills went up.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
It's true.
From 2 years ago, everything went whoop, inflation.
Because there was so much COVID money out there.
You're blaming it on the COVID money?
No, there was a lot of COVID money out there. You see, they're going after everybody for that COVID money.
No. Who? Who are they going after?
Huh?
Who are they going after?
Fraud. Fraud.
People who took out loans?
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
And what are they doing? They're asking them to pay back?
No, they're arresting them because they gave false information.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yep. Nothing's for free, girl. Yo, listeners, read my lips. Nothing is for free. You may think it's free, but in the mind of that partner, it ain't free.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. Huh? Because I know a lot of people were signing up for the loans. They was like, yeah, just sign up for the loans. Just sign up. I used to hear it all the time. Yeah, I just got my COVID loan or whatever. And surprise, surprise, a loan has to be paid back. It is not a grant.
You said a loan has to be paid back.
Yes, it's not a grant. And if you lied about the loan, God help you.
Huh.
God help you.
Amazing.
Yeah, man. It's, we're paying back for. Do you think they should have had a tighter grip on the way that the loans were administered or given out?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But the economy was in such a flux. They just wanted to get the money out there, 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 boost up the economy. But then when all the smoke cleared, they go look at it. Oh, is this person? Oh, were they employed? Did they?
Who started
What?
giving out the loan? Was it
Huh?
Trump or Biden? Who
What do you say?
started giving out the Who was the president who was giving out the loan like
Biden,
that?
Biden, Biden,
Mm, okay. Okay.
Biden. Hmm.
Just to restart the economy.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Um, in further news, our Dolly Parton passed
Yeah.
away.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't know she wrote that song that Whitney Houston became famous, synonymous with.
Oh yeah,
I will
yeah.
always love you. Yeah. I didn't
That
know
was
that.
yeah, that was her.
But she was very
And
philanthropic. She was very philanthropic too.
yes,
No
yes.
kids. Her and her husband, no kids.
Yeah, but they were married for 59 years.
Hmm.
He passed away this year, right?
Last year.
Last year. And she was sick and didn't even let people know she was sick.
Yep.
Cancer.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, man. This
Beautiful. Beyonce gave her beautiful tribute.
mm.
You know, Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
I used to love that show.
Little powerful woman there, boy.
Yeah. Small but powerful.
Controlled where she was from. Controlled that whole area. I think what was it? Was it Tennessee she was from? But where?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah. And I love the fact that she created a center just for like library books because her dad couldn't read and didn't get a chance to have an education.
Mm.
So he
Wow.
never went to school. He went straight to the workforce.
Hmm.
So having books and all types of things for education was her tribute to her dad.
Where's she originally from?
Listen, as much as they've been playing Dolly Parton, I should know. Sorry. Sorry, sorry. I should know, I should know. Let's see, Dolly, Dolly. Hold on. Dolly Parton.
Waiting.
Oh, are you kidding me? Crazy. Tennessee.
I was right.
Mm-hmm. She
Oh,
had
opera.
11 siblings. She had 11 siblings.
11.
Wow.
Wow. 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many are alive.
Mm. Wow. That is
Didn't know
something.
that. Did not know that.
She grew up in a Pentecostal church. Church
Oh
of God.
gosh. I can hear
Hmm.
Pastor Menard now say something about that.
Oh my God. I grew up in Pentecostal, a church of God.
Hmm.
So I so know. Wow. Yeah, this is but just being able to I know she was a caregiver for her spouse, but just being able to forget about yourself and a lot of caregivers do that. Forget
Right.
about themselves and just pour into others. Thank you, Sherry Ann. Tennessee.
You late, Sherry Ann?
Ooh, Sherry Ann has a lot to say. She said USA is no longer on top. Jesus, she said respect for America has plummeted.
So who does who does the world respect then?
Sherry Ann, that question is for you. Let's see. So here's the funny thing. Right now, trailing that Switzerland is ranked as the number one best country in the world.
What's number two?
Hold on. Best country in the world according to U.S. World. Now Switzerland number one, Denmark number two, Sweden number three, Germany number four, Netherlands number five, Norway number six, U.S. Kingdom number seven, Finland number eight, Luxembourg number nine, and who's number 10? Austria.
What? What happened to us?
Belgium 11, France 12, Ireland 13, Australia 14, Iceland 15, Singapore 16, Japan 17, United States number 18.
Mm, you gotta move up there.
We dropped.
You drop from where?
Done. And Canada's number 19. South Korea 20.
And this is for what now?
This is
Most
US.
influential?
No. Overall ranking of best country measure global performance. Wow, Switzerland.
Mm,
That's
amazing.
something. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
That guess what? No matter what, it doesn't matter how much money you have or what. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Freedom is priceless, Doc. Freedom is priceless.
Mm.
Freedom is priceless. Hey, y'all guys ready to get back to school? What's going on with that? Andre, Dr. Brian, what's going on with that?
Who, Andre?
Yeah, what's going on with back to school? When y'all guys going back to work? Some
Monday.
are done.
Monday. Monday. Yeah, the kids go back on the 10th, and the teachers go back on the 8th. So, yeah, they have a couple, maybe 2 weeks left. But yeah, summer is over. Some students started already.
I remember I used to be so excited the first day of school, get my school clothes and all that.
And then what happened?
Yeah, that was the good old days, girl.
Now it's like,
That was what?
hey, Jalen, how are you? He's in
Jalen in the
school now.
house.
Hey, Jalen, how's school? Because I know school started for him. Tell us, how was your first 2 weeks?
Where's Yale in Florida?
He is in Florida. They started the
Yeah,
first
they started school. They started school early.
week
They always
of
do the South. Yeah.
August. First week of August. Oh, Benev.
What's up,
Oh,
Benev?
hold on. Pittman Center, Tennessee. Sherry Ann's on it. Okay, she was the fourth of 12 children. Thank you, Sherry
Wow.
Ann. Benev wrote
Sherry Ann, what's
America.
the lotto numbers? What's the winning lotto numbers?
Oh my God. Benev wrote America sucks and it will only get worse. Benev, where are you from?
Benev, if America sucks, why you still here, Benev? Tell me. Come on, Benev. America doesn't suck, man.
There's good and bad with everything, and like we mentioned
Exactly.
earlier, the
Yeah.
freedom that we still have is
Exactly.
priceless.
Amen. That means a
It's
lot.
priceless. Yeah, it's priceless. That is priceless. And we can
Priceless.
go and worship, we can go outside freely, not everything freely, but check over to see who's watching you. But grateful. I can't
You
wait
hit
till
it
we
right
get
on the head. Grateful. Being grateful.
yes, because let me tell you, we take a lot of things for granted, and
Amen.
it's what you don't have, then you realize what you have.
You know, uh, who was that? It's just like you never know. Like the guy in the grocery store that got shot and killed. The
Mm-hmm.
guy in the fast food restaurant that got killed. The other guy that got killed today, yesterday got stabbed. You never know, man, which is so scary about life. That villainous, we try to live life. We try to have, as Pastor Menard would always say, you got to have the balance,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you have to be able to create that balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's so true. Because as we were discussing earlier today about the roads and how, you have areas that's all jacked up and the flooding or whatever, there's some areas that have no road. And when they don't have road, then you have more deaths.
right?
So even though we have roads that's having potholes within weeks or months, but we do have something that we can maneuver around. Okay, Benev. Look at what Donald Trump says. Make America great again. When was America great? He is the blame for why America is the way it is. Mm, I'll say this. I think he brought, there was a lot of underlying, subtle, racist people, um, people who just wanted to let out what they really feel. he pushed or allowed them to get comfortable where they don't hold their tongue anymore, and they're very direct and blatant in regards with how they're feeling, how they're what they're thinking,
Hmm.
and they do things like, hey, who's gonna stop me? So they
Right,
feel some form empowered to
right.
be as vulgar as, do whatever as they want. It's unfortunate.
Downright disrespectful.
Hmm. And no one's checking them because some of the laws and freedom and protection that was there are being eliminated. It's unfortunate. Daily, we're having different things eliminated. So we are free. And when certain things get removed, then we realize that, yeah, we had freedom, or we still have freedom, but we have to fight harder. That's all.
That's it. That's it. We have freedom, but we just got to fight harder.
Mm-hmm.
Got to fight harder
Continue to
for it.
fight. Yep. 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 Because guess what? A lot of people died so that we can be a lot more comfortable than we were years ago. So
Yeah.
our goal is to continue to fight so that our children can be comfortable when they.
To have the ability to have a podcast, to say certain things, have freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are important in life.
Mm-hmm. Grateful. Grateful.
I think that's the key, being grateful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Being grateful. So we don't take it for granted at all. Yes, back to school is coming up. Labor Day is coming up. Oh, what happened? Oh my God. I know Trinidad was supposed to have their first annual Trinidadian parade on Sunday, and it got canceled because they didn't put in a permit.
Yeah.
What is it? They were
Yep.
going to follow the footstep of Jamaica first annual event.
Jamaica didn't have a permit.
No, they had theirs,
Okay.
but they didn't have a permit to go into the park. That's what they
Okay.
didn't have. That's why it was shut down. That part. So certain place they wanted to go to, they couldn't go.
Yeah.
Who was in
That's like,
charge of the Trinidad parade
I don't know, but that's the first thing they should have been working on.
on the
Trinidad.
on making sure that they had the permit?
Yep. That's the first thing.
So they can't do it next month
They could do it next month. Yeah.
if they apply for it, right?
If they apply for it, but then you go to the West Indian Day Carnival.
Yeah.
Grand Marshals this year are Cass and Buju. That should be something else, boy. Ooh.
Who? Boozoo and who else?
And Cass,
Okay.
you just had the Trinidad they just had Marshall at the museum to talk
He's
about
still
the
there.
Sokumana. Yeah, man,
Still
beautiful.
there. It started
That's
yesterday,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah, beautiful. Yep, beautiful.
It started yesterday, and it's gonna be there, I think, till September 12th. So go on out and go and look, observe, celebrate with him, because this is the first time that they had a soca player feature their work. That's what.
Trinidad.
Yeah. So go out, see the hard work that was put in to go around the world to make your music known around.
Yeah,
Because I think
that music is sparks the soul, man. You know what I'm saying? It puts you on another, makes you feel on another level.
yes, and they prepare year round to prepare,
Yes.
for Labor Day coming,
Yep.
the
Yep.
steel pan and everything. So we appreciate. I think Jay Z was the first one to have his work featured in the library the way that it is, similar to this gentleman.
Marshall, Marshall. Don't
Yes.
say this, gentleman. Marshall Montano.
Yes. 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 You say it better than me. Thank you. Yes. So that's hey, for the Caribbean countries, we should be very, very proud. Okay, you had an American in, now you have a Caribbean. Go out to the library to go and see it
I think today was the mayor had I think
tonight.
yeah tonight.
See
Yeah, something
Mansion.
yeah at the mansion. But it was only like a guess of 150 people.
Yeah.
Usually prior to that, usually get a couple of hundred, 600 people. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I know Roger could be all over that. He'll be like, "Are you going tonight?"
the
And
question
it's
is,
like,
if would even allowed to go, man? 150 people allowed. That was it.
mm, what was it for the Caribbean?
Yes.
Uh,
Hmm. Yep.
mm,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah. I think. Did he go
So
last
Nick,
year? Did he
no,
go last
I
year?
didn't go last year. I didn't go last year.
Did Roger go? I know he invited us last year.
I think Roger, more than likely, Roger went last year.
I did get an invitation, but I didn't go. Yeah,
More than
yeah,
likely, my man won.
yeah. Oh my God, he is truly, truly missed.
Mhm.
Truly missed. I know right now he would have been. What would he be doing right now? Going off about the whole election that's taking place and preparing for Labor Day coming up.
Yeah, Labor Day coming up.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that. Um, Listeners, are you doing anything in preparation of Labor Day? Are you going away? Are you traveling? What will you be doing? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Are you doing
What will you
anything?
be doing for Labor Day, Doc? What will you be doing for that holiday weekend?
That holiday weekend, I'm gonna be sleeping.
Yeah.
No, Labor Day, I'm going. Labor Day, myself and Garcia, we're gonna keep our tradition. Last year it was myself, Garcia, and Roderick. The year before it was myself, Garcia, and Roderick. So we're gonna keep it going.
Jennifer, Jennifer, we're gonna need our tickets, Jennifer. If you're not on, Jennifer, we're gonna need our tickets. Labor Day. Labor Day starts next celebration starts. It started already, but officially starts next week, Wednesday. Next week,
What are you doing?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
What are you doing, John?
Not a damn thing. Go up on the parkway for the breakfast, hang out in the community, community events and stuff like that. You know, still out there in the community to a certain extent.
And that's
Hang out with the daughters you know, before the one goes off to college. Do a little hanging with them. So that's pretty much it.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. So you know what, listeners, we appreciate you tuning in tonight
Yes.
on the Village Talk Show. We
Radio.
look forward radio show. Well, we need to do a talk show next, I guess, right? It'll be nice. So, hopefully next week we have a couple of guests and we're trying to put some guests together, talk about some of the issues, what's going on in our community to keep us abreast of what's happening. Also, the things that are going on for the festivities for the uh, Labor Day weekend. So, Labor Day weekend is so synonymous with West Indian Day Carnival, but the other events and things that go on to
Hi,
celebrate
Deidre. It's
Labor
been
Day.
so long. How are you?
Deidre in the house. Better late than never, Deidre. Better late than never.
Boo,
So,
we missed you.
villagers, Doc, let's take us out.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Please share with your friends. with your family this weekend. Please go out, enjoy, spend some time with the loved ones, because tomorrow's not promised.
Amen.
Tomorrow is not promised, and we have to live each day as though it is our last. Make a difference in your community. Go out. Remind people to go out to vote. Go out, not only to go out to vote on the major election, the local election. Be active in your community. Please do that. If you see others that need some support, please come out, go support them. And as school is starting, you never know what people are going through. Some families might be in need of. Remind them there are back to school giveaway going around all over town. If some families are afraid to go out, just
There are a
be a
lot of back
support.
to school giveaways. Yes, there are. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, so thank you to our local leaders, our people in the community giving away, schools giving away things. So each one teach one, each one. Remember, we are each other's village. God
Amen.
bless.
God bless.
Be safe. See you next week. Bye.